Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. I am the Tarot Princess. So first of all, I'd like to say a big thank you to my subscribers and any new subscribers. I know that I've not been posting regularly. I've had some health issues and I've been trying to find a new job. Which I've now found, and my health issues have resolved. So I launched the channel last year and I was fully committed to that and posting regularly and moving the channel forwards. But then with recent events, I haven't been able to do that. So this is kind of a relaunch of my channel. I'm back, I'm fully committed, I will be posting regularly. Today it's a general reading. If it doesn't resonate, then just let it go. That's absolutely fine. But as a thank you, I am offering more comprehensive personal readings at a price of £11.11. I thought that was fitting, seeing as I am the Tarot Princess 1111. And those readings can look at your energy, your divine counterpart's energy, energy around the connection and that moving forwards. I can look at specific questions, and also, you know, based on the cards that I pull, just looking at not only ways to empower you and to help you move forwards on this journey, but also to help move your connection forward with your divine masculine. So if anyone's interested in a more comprehensive personal reading for £11.11, then please get in touch. My details are in the description box below. So the cards that I've pulled today are the Ace of Pentacles, the Knight of Swords, the Five of Swords, the Page of Swords, the Moon, the Nine of Cups, the Seven of Swords, the Nine of Wands, the Eight of Swords, the Queen of Swords, and finally the Lovers. I am hoping to start incorporating some other decks into my readings, but when I was shuffling these cards today, they were flying out all over the place. So there's clearly a strong message here, so I decided just to stick with the one deck. But future readings, I will be starting to use some other decks as well. So center of the reading, we have the Nine of Cups, very much about wishes coming true, wish fulfillment, contentment, happiness, bliss. And we know that the divine masculine often struggles with being in that energy because they feel like they don't deserve to be in that energy, maybe because of their past actions. But that is very much where the divine masculine wants to be. He knows that his divine feminine gives him that contentment and that happiness and that wish fulfillment, and that is what he is ultimately working towards. So at the start of the reading, we have the Ace of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords. So aces are very much about new beginnings, and pentacles are a very stable, grounded energy. So the divine masculine wants to come in with a stable, grounded offer for his divine feminine. Next to the Knight of Swords, he's very determined to do that. He's very much in his truth. He's on his horse, he has his sword up, swords up mean truth. He's very determined to make this stable offer, but he's aware that fast, hasty, impulsive action does not only not serve him, but it doesn't serve the connection. And I say that because it's next to the Five of Swords, and that can be about self-sabotaging behaviour. So he knows that in order to make this stable, grounded offer to his divine feminine, it needs to be slow, steady progress, not only on his journey, but on your journey together. Now, the Five of Swords may also be about him walking away from situations that no longer serve him. And again, I feel like he's very much in his truth about that. because, you know, he stood there with his two swords in his hand and they're facing upwards. And there's these two people walking away in the background, you know, and he's turning his back on that. So that could be a karmic situation, you know, a relationship with someone else. It could be an addiction, drugs, drinking, gaming, gambling. It could be being led by his friends rather than listening to his own heart and his own intuition. It could be a challenging family situation that's having some impact on him and the connection. It could be a work situation, you know, where he's completely overworking and not happy in his job. Whatever the situation, he is now moving away from that. He's in his truth about having to move away from that because it's not serving him and it's not serving the connection. But like I said, he's also aware that fast, hasty action in making this stable offer, it is not the way forward. Slow, steady progress is. He's very determined to make these changes. He's very much in his truth. And next to the Page of Swords, that's very much about having an idea and being told, go for it. This is the right way forward. However, you know, so the Page of Swords is looking at all that and assessing that, and yes, this is, you know, the right time to move forwards. This is a good plan. But the Page of Swords, again, he's holding his sword, it's up, he's in his truth, but he is protecting his heart. And we know that the Divine Masculine often does protect his heart. He's scared of being hurt, you know, and this connection and the way he feels about his Divine Feminine is just so overwhelming, as it is for the Divine Feminine often. You know, this is not an easy journey for either party. But he, you know, he's aware that, you know, in protecting his heart, that also perhaps isn't serving him or the connection. And next to the Moon, yes, that's very much about fear, caution, risk, blocked emotions. But he knows that to get to this Nine of Cups energy, he really has to open his heart more. He needs to allow his Divine Feminine in. He needs to not be scared and overwhelmed. He does deserve this Nine of Cups. Next, we have the Seven of Swords next to the Nine of Wands. So this is about the Divine Masculine making some strategic plans and wanting to move away from this defensiveness and this protecting his heart and not opening up and not allowing love in, you know, the love that he truly deserves, that he wants with his Divine Feminine. Then we have the Eight of Swords. So he, again, is making these strategic plans to move away from this defensiveness and this caution and you know, these restrictions he has in his head, being in his ego, being in fear. And he's very much wanting to move away from that because, you know, we have the Seven of Swords here looking at these two cards, but moving towards the Nine of Cups, this wish coming true, abundance, happiness, bliss, feeling content. I feel like the Eight of Swords then next to the Queen of Swords is also some advice for the Divine Feminine. Now, I am fully aware how difficult this journey is. I'm obviously on the journey myself. The message here is, don't you get stuck in your thoughts and your fears and your ego. Try to just keep connecting to your heart and your intuition. You know, we're all capable of being stuck in our heads, and that's where the fear and the anxiety and the wanting to control the situation lies. That does not lie in the heart space, and that is not what this journey is about. It's about unconditional love of yourself, ultimately, and unconditional love of your Divine Masculine and everyone else. And with that comes non-judgment. So If your divine masculine is in some kind of karmic situation, like I've said, that could be a relationship, it could be an addiction, it could be a difficult situation with friends, family, it could be a work situation. Please try not to judge your divine masculine. You know, sometimes their behavior is not great, and sometimes they need to be told about that. And sometimes they struggle to accept that. But you have to just be in a space where you are allowing and accepting the situation to play out. Your divine masculine is in a karmic situation because he needs to learn a lesson. The more you try to control that, the more you try to tell them that that is not right for them, that's not serving them, the more heartache that's going to cause you. They have to come to these conclusions by themselves. The best way to deal with that is to A, show your divine masculine empathy and compassion, because that's what unconditional love is about. And also just focus on yourself. Focus on looking after yourself, because A, that's of benefit to you, and B, that's of benefit to your divine masculine. If you look after yourself, they will start to look after themselves. They will take better care of themselves, and they will move away from these karmic situations that are that are just not serving them. They will learn those lessons quicker. So self-care is really important. Now, that can be taking a nice long bath with essential oils. That can be getting out in the fresh air and taking a walk and connecting with nature. That can be buying yourself some nice flowers. That can be cooking a really nice meal for yourself. You know, that can be reading, that can be meditating. All those things, you know, are so important. You have to keep looking after yourself, taking really good care of yourself, focusing on yourself, but also just taking an honest look at yourself, and continually doing that, really. You know, there is this mirroring in the twin flame journey. So if your divine masculine is not being consistent, for example, where are you not being consistent with yourself? Are you not being consistent in self-care? Do you have some issues with fear of abandonment? Do you have some issues with low self-worth? You know, do you need to do some inner child work? Do you need to try and build your confidence in some way? And by taking good care of yourself, that is going to make you feel better, and that is going to make you feel more confident. However your divine masculine is behaving, whatever situation he's in, look at yourself, go within, listen to your heart, listen to your intuition. We have the Queen of Swords here. Stay in your truth. She's got her sword up as well. Have faith and trust that whatever is going on, it will work out. The universe is constantly pushing you and your divine masculine to be together, pushing your divine masculine to improve, to work on yourselves, so that you can get to this point of unconditional love of yourself, and then you can be in union. So the Queen of Swords is saying, just stay in your truth, be independent, be strong, be this transformative energy, not only for yourself, but for your connection as well. And things will move forwards, because the final card is the Lovers. Divine love, connection. It's such a joyous card. And that is, where you're going to be. If you can come out of your head and these restrictive thoughts and the ego and the fear, and you can just really focus on yourself, work on yourself, look after yourself, show your divine masculine empathy and compassion. I know that's really difficult sometimes when they're behaving badly and they're in a situation that you're thinking, for God's sake, why are you in this situation? But you have to just allow and accept. You have to allow them to be in that situation. You have to allow them to learn the lesson. They will come forwards. They will come to you. And if they do, then, just allow and accept that. I'm not suggesting that you're treated badly. I'm not suggesting that you don't respect yourself, or that that your divine masculine doesn't show you respect, and that you have healthy boundaries. That is very important. Every connection is different. Every situation is different. There's no ideal relationship. There's ups and downs. And who's to say what is right and what is wrong? You know what is right and what is wrong, but just listen to your heart in making that judgment. Listen to your intuition and just keep trying to connect to that. If you're not in contact with your divine masculine and you want to get in contact with your divine masculine, just stop, just ask the question, am I doing that because I'm in fear and ego? Am I wanting to control this situation? Am I wanting to check up on my divine masculine? Or am I doing that from a place of love, from my heart? Am I listening to my intuition? And if that's the case and you want to reach out to your divine masculine, do it. That you listen to readings where you're told, you mustn't contact your divine masculine. You must allow them to come to you. And yes, in some situations, that's correct. But if you want to reach out, then reach out. And on the other side of that, if you feel like you need some time out and that you need to, just take a step back, then do that. Do what's right for you. But listen to your heart always. Listen to what that's telling you. It won't fail you. Trust, have faith. And I know it's really difficult sometimes to keep that faith. But ultimately, this journey is about unconditional love for oneself, for your divine masculine, and for everyone else. And the more work you do on yourself, like I said, it's only going to help you and it's going to help your connection. The more focus you put on yourself, rather than the connection and your divine masculine. Try not to worry what they're doing over there. If they're in some karmic situation, I know it's really difficult, but just allow them to do what they need to do. They will learn the lesson. They will, and they will come to the conclusion that that situation is not serving them. It may take some time. It varies from situation to situation, but allow, accept, show empathy and compassion, focus on yourself, be a transformative energy. You are the leader in this connection. So lead it, not only for yourself, but for your divine masculine as well. And you will end up at the lovers, this divine love, this bliss, this happiness. The Nine of Cups is here, wish fulfillment. The divine masculine is definitely taking steps forward. He's determined to make this stable offer. He's aware of what's holding him back. Yeah, there's some fear, there's some caution, there's some blocked emotions, but he knows that he needs to stop being defensive. He knows that he needs to let you in. He knows that, all that behaviour is restrictive and it's only holding him back. So just trust and believe that everything will work out. Really positive cards. Things are moving forwards. So there's nothing to worry about here. I hope that helps. I'm sending you lots of love and light, and I will speak to you soon.